Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome.
Dela writes, our people say a fence that is built in front of an elephant will not stand for long. Queen Naomi's Christianity, Queen Naomi's faith really served Ebony, worked in the interest of Ebony, but right now, everything is going down the drain, as you know, a ritual that is called rígbàlè Oba is being removed from Ebony. Yes, so that is what we are hearing. Now, a lot of us will just talk, church. We don't know anything. Like, we do not even know what is going on. We are only talking from the surface. One queen fought with the other queen. The other queen say, who the hell do you think you are? And all of that. We are not even digging deep to know the foundation of all of these things. Now, there is a ritual that is called rígbàlè Oba. And that ritual means the royal humbling ritual. Now, in the ancient tradition of the Yoruba monarchy, rígbàlè Oba is a sacred ritual of royal humbling, a rite so spiritually potent and deeply personal that only the most trusted and beloved wife of the Oni of Ife is permitted to perform it, and only 3 times a year. Now, let us go back to the foundation. When Oni of Ife met this pretty lady, Olori Naomi, when she was just barely 25 years old or so, or 23 or something, okay? Oni of Ife met her and fell helplessly in love with her. Forget all that drama that people are saying she was the one who walked to the Oni of Ife, said the Holy Spirit. All of those things are just tales. They are lies, okay? Oni of Ife met this girl and fell helplessly in love with this girl. The girl had always, been a Christian, having her crusades and everything all over the place. Oni fell in love with the girl. And when Oni of Ife said, I want to marry you, I want you to be my wife, and Olori, the first thing, she was scared, Olori Naomi asked, that how are we going to deal with the disparity of our religion? You are a traditionalist, a known one at that, and I am Christian, a born-again Christian, a prophetess. How will this work? And Oni of Ife said he is not somebody who, he feels like the only religion there is peace, harmony, and love. That they can coexist and everything will be fine. Now, Queen Naomi asked Kabiyesi to give her time to pray. And then, digging deeper, Kabiyesi now said, as a king, there is, and that is why you see, a king cannot stay without a wife. Have you ever seen a king that doesn't have a wife? Yes. Have you seen a king that does not have a wife? Even if the king is not ready to get married, they must force that king to get married. They'll be disturbing him until he gets married, because there are so many secret traditional stuff that, a lot of people do not know about. Now, in the ancient Yoruba tradition, there is a ritual that is called rígbàlè Oba. In case I'm not pronouncing it well, I believe that you know what I'm talking about, okay? And that ritual is done by the most trusted and loving wife of the Oni of Ife, and it is done 3 times a year. And that was the ritual that, Olori Naomi was supposed to be performing, okay? Sorry about that break. And so when Oni of Ife and Queen Naomi were having that conversation, they kept trying to strategize, like find a way for a soft landing for both of them, because Naomi wasn't sure and she was young and all of that, okay, naive, okay, I said that with a lot of respect, okay. And Kabiyesi promised Naomi that a lot of the traditional things that she would be required to do, that she would not be doing it, that somebody will stand for Olori Naomi. Now, of all the traditional things that Olori Naomi was required to do that she was not doing, this rígbàlè Oba and another 2 were most important, okay? Now, do you know who took over this? Especially this rígbàlè Oba was Ebony that took over the rígbàlè Oba. Yes, and throughout the period that Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi were married, it was Ebony who was doing this ritual for the Ooni of Ife. Now, they said this ritual is very, very important. They say in a rare ritual, the king removes his crown. You know, the Oba doesn't remove his crown, okay? The Ooni of Ife hardly removes his crown. Now, have you seen his head before? You won't see it. Instead of seeing that head, you will see that flat cap that is soft, that looks, that white cap, okay? When he wants to feel free, like he wants to feel like the human that he is, he will just use that one and cover the center of his head. So they say in a rare ritual, the king removes his crown, wears only white linen, and allows his chosen queen to do these things. Wash his feet with water infused with 7 sacred herbs, okay? Pour shea butter on his head, symbolizing surrender to divine guidance. Then chant powerful oriki. This, we have talked about the praise poetry that recounts his ancestors' greatness and his own calling. But the final moment is the most secret. The king must kneel before the king. The queen must kneel before the king, press her forehead to the ground, 3 times and say, Kábíyèsí, I'm your mirror. May your soul see truth in me. Okay? Yes, this is what the queen does. After all of this other ritual, the queen will kneel before Kábíyèsí, press her forehead to the ground near his feet, and say, Kábíyèsí, I'm your mirror. May your soul see truth. Okay? At that moment, the gods are believed to whisper directly to the king's spirit, realigning his power, purpose, and protection. It is deeply spiritual, like it is a deeply spiritual intimacy, not physical. It is submission in power, not weakness. Only one woman is ever chosen to perform rígbàlè Oba in any season of a king's reign. Okay? And now, for the Ooni of Ife, it was supposed to be Olori Naomi. Now, because of all the rituals that they do before, that the queen is supposed to be doing this 3 times a year. Wherever that queen is, the queen will come back to Ile-Ife and do that ritual for Kábíyèsí. They will go into the shrine, do some certain cleansing, do one of those things inside the shrine before they come back, before the queen will, go down and do all of these things for the Ooni of Ife. It is deeply spiritual. And because Naomi never felt comfortable with some of these things, you do know that there are things as Christians, as a Christian, that you will do. You will feel personally that you have gone into idolatry, right? And so Naomi did not feel comfortable. And if you know Kábíyèsí is not that person who would want to force Naomi to do what Naomi does not want to do. And so Ebony started taking care of this aspect of Queen Naomi's marriage for Olori Naomi. And that was how Ebony really, really entered Olori Naomi's marriage. Now, Naomi's faith was one thing that opened that door for Ebony to come in. But while Ebony was there, Ebony had her own interest, her own motive. She wanted to be wife to the Oba. She wanted to be there for the Oba and all of that. And gradually, she was able to come in. And so now that things went so, and you know that this fight for Naomi not to come back, the fight was not just an ordinary fight. The fight is so that Naomi does not come. Right now, she's more matured and everything. Maybe she's seeing things differently. She may be willing to do some of these things for her own marriage. Ebony thought that maybe Naomi would be willing to do it. And that is the same reason why she has been fighting for Naomi not to come back. But unfortunately, something has happened. That rígbàlè Oba has been removed from Ebony's hand. Wait until I give you update on what is going on. It has been removed. Kábíyèsí doesn't even want her to perform that ritual for him anymore. The rígbàlè Oba and the other 3 rituals that Naomi was supposed to be performing for the Ooni of Ife as wife to the Ooni of Ife that Ebony was performing, they have removed it from Ebony's hand, especially this rígbàlè Oba that is very, very important. I will bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.